Hey guys, it's Samantha here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I edit my thumbnails and how to edit aesthetic thumbnails. I seem to like my thumbnails, so I thought I would give you guys a little tutorial on how I make my thumbnails and how you can make your own for your videos. Also, I do all my thumbnails on my phone, so it's really simple and really nice. So right here, I will be putting a screen recording of what I do. So there will be two parts to this video. The first part will be how to make like just a basic thumbnail, and the second one will be how to make a collage type thumbnail. For example, here's one of my collage thumbnails that I use. So this is the section on how to make just the basic one picture thumbnail. The apps you will need for the basic thumbnail, you will need PixArt, Lightroom, and Fonto. So once I have my base picture, I'm just going to import it through Lightroom. And Lightroom pretty much is just editing the picture, the lighting, all the stuff like that. So the first thing I do is I turn the exposure up and contrast and highlights, just those things. Shadows, whites, and blacks. And then go over to the little color category, and I usually turn the temperature up because I like the yellow part. I kind of make my thumbnails kind of look similar to each other, and then I turn the tint down in the green, and I like that look. You can do it to however you want, but this is how I do mine. And then I go to effects, and I just add some texture clarity, and I just kind of mess around here. And detail, I don't usually do anything with detail. And then what I do is I just hit the little export button in the top, and I just hit export to camera roll, and it just saves to my camera. Then after I have the edited picture for my base picture, I go into the app Fonto, and this is where I add all my text to my screen. So here's Fonto, and you just click the screen and photo albums. Then I select the photo for my thumbnail, and I don't put any filters on it because I already edited it in Lightroom. So now I'm gonna click on the screen and hit add text, and I'm just gonna do whatever text I want on this video. I select the fonts. Some of my favorite fonts I use are Bakersville, Helvetica, Nude, Bold, Italic, I don't know how to say that, and then Luckiest Guy. Those are my top fonts I like to use. Then what I do with those, I just adjust them around the screen. Then for the style of the fonts, I usually go down to the stroke, and I turn the alpha all the way up. I like the little board around it. And then I adjust the width to however I want it. I go over to style, and I usually do the second to last border or shadow, and then I blur it so it's a nice little background, and you can see it when you look at the thumbnail on the feed. I also like spacing my letters out a little bit, so I space the letters out a tiny little bit. That's what it looks like, and then I adjust where I want it on the screen and how big and how small, and if I want to add a curve, I add a curve, and all that type of stuff. Whenever I'm happy with the size, style, and all that stuff of my text, sometimes I add little words. So say I want to add for example, in this thumbnail, my shopping video thumbnail, I added a little word that said Target underneath it or whatever. And usually for that, it's just a basic word, and I usually use the font Helvetica, Bold, Italic, however you say that, and I just type the word out, whatever. And I usually add a tiny little border so you can at least just see it. And yeah, it's usually small, and it's nice little piece of text. So that's pretty much it for my text, and it's pretty basic. Then when I'm done with that, I just export that to my camera roll. Then the final step to completing your thumbnail is going to the app PixArt, and this is where you add all the little graphics, all the little stars. So usually I add the little stars on my thumbnails. So how I do that, I just import my photo, and I go down to the bottom and go to sticker, and then I search up Star Aesthetic or Stars Aesthetic. It should be the third one, and I use these little stars, and I move them, and I usually do it all around the screen, and then I place them there. And then if there's any on top of the words that I don't like, I just hit the little erase tool, and I erase the stars I don't want there. And that's pretty much it, and you can add anything you want. You can add You can add stars, you can add smiley faces, you can add anything, and then you can add them on your thumbnails, which I think is really cool, a really cool eye catcher. And that's pretty much it for how I make my thumbnails, and here's the final product of this thumbnail, probably. So that's it. And then for what I do with my thumbnails to export them, I just airdrop it to my computer and I just save it in my computer. I have like a file for all my thumbnails, all that jazz, and you just upload the thumbnail when you upload your YouTube video, and it's as basic as that. You don't need to get all fancy with the computer. So now with this part in the video, I'm going to be showing you how I make the collages, and it's pretty much the same step, except I usually use 4 pictures. For example, here's my thumbnails I use for my collages, and I use 4 pictures, and I'm going to show you how I do that. The apps I use are PixArt, Lightroom, Fonto, and then moavi, which is the only other new one from the previous part of this video. Okay, so the first step I do is I go in Lightroom and I just edit my 4 pictures I use, which is, I'm not really going to go over that because I just went over it, except instead of just 1 photo, you're doing 4, or if you want 3, you do 3, but I usually go for 4 pictures. Once you have your 4 pictures edited to your desire, I go into the app moavi. I think this is a very good app for making collages. Then I just select the collage button, and I usually go to this 4x4 format, and I go down to the bottom and I hit frame adjust, and I adjust the size to 6:9, but that's the thumbnail size. Always make sure you do that. That's like a necessity because you don't want your photo to be too big for the thumbnail size or too small and then have like a weird border on it, and it just doesn't make it as aesthetic or whatever. Then I go over to the bottom and you can like round the edges or whatever, but usually what I do is I just frame it so there's no like border, so that way the pictures are all like together. Then I just select album and I select all my photos and I move them around to where I want them in each box, and that's pretty much it for that step. Then I go into Fonto and add the text, and PixArt to add the stars. It's pretty much the same except 4 pictures instead of a big just 1 picture. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully this helped you guys out with how to make some aesthetic thumbnails, and I definitely recommend it. It's been working super well for me, and at first I didn't make thumbnails, but I think it's really fun and it adds a lot to your videos and it can really help your channel. So I really hope you guys try this out. If you do try this out, comment down below if it worked well for you, and if you have any questions or anything that I said that like maybe something happened while you're going through the process and you were confused on how to do it, comment down below and I will try and reply and help you figure that out if I can try and figure that out, because sometimes internet can be difficult. So yeah, here is the final product of this thumbnail. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and hope it helped you out. And if you like this video and you want to see more from me, because I have some fun videos coming up, which I'm super excited to film. Hopefully I get a chance to film them. Please subscribe down below and give this video a big thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!
She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something about her features. You'll find her beauty goes much deeper.